Let's jump straight into it. Number 1, the Roanoke colony. This settlement didn't fall, it didn't burn, it simply stopped answering. In 1587, England planted a small colony on Roanoke Island off the coast of what is now North Carolina. Around 115 people lived there, including men, women, and children. Their governor, John White, left shortly after to gather supplies from England. The plan was simple. He would be gone for a few months. He was gone for 3 years. When White finally returned in 1590, the colony was gone, not damaged, not looted, just empty. Houses had been taken apart carefully, as if dismantled on purpose. No bodies, no weapons, no signs of panic or battle. One word was carved into a wooden post: Croatoan. This wasn't random graffiti. Croatoan was the name of a nearby island and a native group the colonists had some contact with. White had agreed with the settlers beforehand that if they relocated, they would leave a sign. If they were forced away, they would carve a cross. There was no cross. White wanted to search Croatoan Island, but storms forced him back to England. He never returned. No rescue mission ever found the colonists, no mass graves, no clear records. Over time, theories piled up: assimilation, starvation, disease, quiet relocation. Maybe the settlers joined local tribes. Maybe they didn't survive long enough to do that. Archaeology has produced hints, but nothing definitive. The most unsettling part isn't how they might have died. It's that whatever happened, it happened quietly enough to leave almost nothing behind. The colony didn't collapse loudly. It faded. That wasn't the only time this happened. Number 2, the 9th Roman Legion. This army marched north and then stopped existing. The 9th Legion, one of Rome's professional military units, was stationed in Britain during the early 2nd century. It had fought across the empire, it built roads, it crushed revolts. It was not fragile. Then it vanished from records. By around 120 AD, references to the 9th Legion simply stop. No official disbandment, no mention of reassignment, no triumph, no defeat. It's just gone. This is strange for Rome. Roman bureaucracy loved paperwork. Units were tracked obsessively. Legions didn't disappear by accident. One popular theory is that the 9th marched north into what is now Scotland and was destroyed by local tribes. The terrain was rough, supply lines were long, resistance was constant. Roman forts in the north show signs of stress around this time. But there's a problem. There's no battlefield, no mass grave, no weapons dump, no Roman disaster inscription explaining the loss. For an empire that recorded embarrassment as carefully as victory, that silence stands out. Other theories suggest the legion wasn't destroyed, but quietly broken up, transferred, or absorbed elsewhere. Some inscriptions place parts of the 9th in continental Europe after Britain. Others don't. The evidence refuses to line up. What makes the story unsettling is not the violence, but the absence of confirmation. Thousands of trained soldiers marching under banners, leaving camps, issuing orders, and then slipping out of history without a final sentence. Rome didn't erase them, it just stopped talking. Moving on to a disappearance that left everything behind except the people. Number 3, the Mary Celeste. This ship was sailing fine. It just forgot to bring a crew. In December 1872, the American merchant ship Mary Celeste was found drifting in the Atlantic Ocean. The sails were partially set. The cargo was intact. The ship was seaworthy. No one was on board. The captain, his wife, their young child, and the entire crew were gone. Food remained. Personal belongings were still in place. There were no signs of struggle. The lifeboat was missing. This wasn't a wreck. It was an abandoned ship still doing its job. Investigators boarded and searched for clues. They found nothing dramatic, no blood, no damage, no clear reason for panic. One hatch had been left open. A small amount of alcohol cargo had leaked, but not enough to cause an explosion. Theories exploded anyway. Piracy didn't fit. There was nothing stolen. Mutiny made little sense. The crew had been experienced. Sea monsters didn't help. Weather records showed nothing extreme at the time. One possibility is the most uncomfortable. The crew may have left voluntarily, expecting to return. Perhaps they feared fumes from the alcohol cargo. Perhaps they believed the ship was about to explode. They may have boarded the lifeboat temporarily and lost sight of the ship. If that happened, the Mary Celeste sailed on without them. The ocean doesn't give second chances. The ship itself survived and sailed again, but its reputation never recovered. The name became shorthand for empty and wrong. Everything was in place. The people weren't. The one more disappearance, this time involving an entire army. Number 4, Cambyses II's Lost Army. This force marched into the desert and was erased. Around 525 BC, Persian king Cambyses II reportedly sent an army of 50,000 men into the Egyptian desert. Their mission was to punish an oracle that had spoken against him. They never arrived. According to the historian Herodotus, the army marched west, reached an oasis, and then vanished. The explanation given was simple and terrifying. A massive sandstorm swallowed them whole. Critics have questioned this for centuries. Sandstorms are deadly, but wiping out an entire army without leaving evidence seems extreme. No weapons, no bones, no camps, and yet nothing has been found. Modern expeditions have searched the desert for traces. Some claim to have found artifacts. Others dispute the findings. The environment is harsh and constantly shifting. Evidence doesn't stay put. Alternative theories suggest the army was ambushed by locals, misled into the desert, or destroyed and buried by time rather than sand. None are proven. What remains is the silence. An army doesn't vanish easily. It leaves waste. It leaves metal. It leaves paths. Cambyses' force left nothing that history can point to with confidence. The desert didn't celebrate. It just kept the secret. That's enough history for one video.